So here recently, we've actually been working with a lot more tired landlords. So a lot of times we're buying properties. This has happened several times now where the tenant has stopped paying and they just don't want to go through all of the emotional stress of actually evicting that tenant, and the tenant is getting very confrontational, and in some cases actually they've been a little bit violent. And so usually what happens is the landlord calls us, and we've been just buying these properties. We will take over the tenant. We will deal with everything. We'll even buy the property sight unseen if we need to. So we've been experiencing that a lot, and we've been able to help a lot of different landlords in situations like that.
And it's not difficult for people to get in that situation. I mean, a lot of people are renting out to their loved ones or trying to help somebody out because they've got a family. Maybe they had credit mishaps in the past and they're just looking for some charity. So folks go into landlording with a good heart, and then, unfortunately the tenant starts to take advantage of the situation, or they just end up down on their luck and they can't make the payments anymore. We make that process easy, and we make it so that, if you're a landlord, you're tired of renting to your tenant, and you just want to be done with the property, you don't want to have to confront them, you don't want to have to take them to court, you don't have to be the bad guy. We can be the bad guy for you. And a lot of times we don't even go all the way through the eviction process unless it's completely necessary. We won't take someone through an eviction because we're not here to hurt them either. We're really here to help them as much as we can. I mean, sometimes we've offered folks money to leave in exchange for taking them to court. When you go to court, the lawyers win. Usually the landlord doesn't win. Usually the tenant doesn't win either. It's hard on everybody, and so we're looking for win-win scenarios every time.
Yep, I actually remember one specific property that we bought. It was a commercial property, and it was a duplex. There was somebody who was actually cutting hair. That guy was actually not paying this lady. The lady, tried to collect for multiple years, actually. It was years that she tried to collect, and they just stopped making payments. So we took over, and we let him know, hey, man, we're going to need you to start making payments. He started making payments right away. So sometimes whenever we purchase that property, we can get them to start paying, and obviously that's the goal, is to get them to perform the way that they were supposed to, and then hopefully we do not have to evict. And the awesome part for that person was she actually ended up seller financing it, so she was guaranteed a payment from us whether that guy paid or not. So that was a really cool scenario where we were able to keep the tenant in there and make sure that the landlord, the original landlord, was still getting paid.
And our process is pretty simple. We have a one-page purchase agreement. We collect all the information we need up front. Usually we can close on a property in about 2 weeks. We can get through the title work process. We can buy your property, and we buy properties cash. So there's no inspection, no appraisal. A lot of times we'd like to walk the property, but we have bought them sight unseen as well. So if you have a non-paying tenant, if you're tired of being a landlord, call the number or submit the web form online.